Hi everyone. Um, Today I had an interview, but I am horrible in high stakes interviews. Low stakes interviews, I did a great job in. So, today's a skinny brew. Who knows if I got it or not? I will not hear back anytime soon. I was actually kind of surprised that I heard back this soon. So there's that. I have another interview tomorrow in the evening. So that should give you an idea, which is kind of strange. They're probably working a lot. I'm tired. And my husband's an early out, I'm a late out. I was supposed to have my chapters done. Chapters are not done. And I'm just tired, y'all. Yeah, I'm so tired. So what are we gonna talk about today? I have more time. Um, let's talk about let's talk about DC. The Snyder cut. Okay, you know, I'm on a podcast with Nerdorama, and we talked about the Snyder cut on Friday. And look, look, um, it was 4 hours, and I want to submit my timesheet to anybody who can pay me for watching this. Like, I mean, I actually sat because I was in New Mexico, and I watched the first hour and a half, and then I was like, okay, I gotta go to work. And then I came back and watched the next 2 hours. I'm not going to go in depth because it's tiring. But there is a cosmic push for the Snyder cut to be released, everything Snyder to be released. And to me, this is a bit much. And the reason why they're pushing for everything to be released is nefarious. And let me tell you why. Nefarious, sorry. Because this was, yes, it was a cosmic plan to do this. They did this in order to who's they? Let me tell you who they are. Zack Snyder made this, push, and I still don't. I am unconvinced that he isn't behind the push for people to um, that he isn't behind the push for people to release his cut. I believe that there are some Zack Snyder fans, and I'm gonna be honest, I loved 300 as, and then the sequel, I was like, oh yeah, you really are trying to be racist. I would try to defend you the first time, but the second time, it's hard to defend you. And so then I sat and I watched the Zack Snyder cut, and there are, like I said, and like I said, I think that he is behind part of this. I think he's behind the push. And then, but I also think that he's not just behind the push. He is, because of the success of this that has gone so well, and it has gone so well, that of this movie, that because we knew that before this movie, Zack was not supposed to be involved in any more DC movies, like he was done. And so now because this cosmic push and people liked this Justice League more than either the last Justice League. So it's like, okay, Zach, how about you zack up all the other DC movies? And now there's talk, I'm not surprised, for him to do more DC movies. And it's like, Zach, you wanted to do DC movies. Like, come on, stop it. So here's my take. I did not like Wonder Woman in the other DC movie. I felt like the Wonder Woman and Amazons were weak in comparison. Like what happened between Wonder Woman and this version and Justice League. I could not understand it. They were over sexualized. They didn't put up much of a fight. And people, one of the complaints that people have is that the Amazons aren't caught up on technology. And I'm like, no, I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with the fact that Amazons still have bow and arrows. Like that, I don't have a problem with, because why would the Amazons be tech? Like why would they be high tech? At no point in history, at no point do we ever see Amazons interested in that type of technology. They've always been traditional with the gods. Like that has always been Amazons. They are hard ass women who know how to fight. That puts them above technology. Technology doesn't teach fighting. And so I'm okay with that. Um, and I feel like the critique of Amazon's not being so tech is a male interpretation of how female operates. Men are more interested in having all the tech, and granted, I am the tech person in this family, but still. But men are more interested in having the latest technology when it comes to like guns and whatever. Whereas the Amazons has never, ever, ever been who the Amazons are. They work hard and they kick behind. I don't know what my husband's doing right now. Okay, whatever. I guess they'll figure that out. Even the dog doesn't really go outside. Anywho, and the dog loves going outside. I hope he doesn't let some bugs in when he goes outside. Anywho, okay. So that doesn't bother me. But what bothered me about this version of Amazon, what I liked a lot of Zack Snyder's cut was that the Amazons looked like they were Amazons. They kicked butt. They look like they work out. They look like they train 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I liked Wonder Woman a lot. And the way that they seeing what they cut and what they included in the last Justice League, it was like, why would you cut out some of the best fighting parts in the Justice League when it comes to Wonder Woman? Like that made no sense at all. But whatever. Now, So let's put that to the side. Number two, clearly, I am now understanding Ray Fisher a lot more. He was screwed. The last Ray Fisher what filmed all of these episodes, all these scenes, and for him to have been cut out of the movie the way that he was in the last to make him such an insignificant character is strange. And so I can understand why Ray Fisher was so angry and so vocal about how he felt. But on the other hand, I mean, isn't this kind of how movies go? Like they are able to cut whatever and however and whoever. So I'm kind of like I'm torn back and forth like what's the big deal? But then I also can wrap my head around what the problem is. Ray Fisher's upset and I am here for why he is upset. However, clearly he was an important character in the storyline in this movie, and he was not important in the last Justice League. Uh, do I need to see the movie? Like, do I need to see more of Ray Fisher's backstory? I mean, I those scenes didn't matter to me as much as other people really liked it. I didn't particularly care for it, but that's neither here nor there. I didn't care for it, but I can understand his anger because if I was a co-equal part of the movie like Batman and Wonder Woman, and then I look at the film and it's like I'm a throwaway character, I'm just as important as the Flash, I'd have some problem too. So I get it. But did that influence his check? Did that hinder his check? I don't know. I don't know. Anywho, um, things I hated about the movie is I hated how they took the funny out of the movie. So I thought that made me kind of bummed out. Like I was annoyed at how unfunny the movie, they made the Flash. So it's like the jokes that the Flash used to make, it's that they were just like absolutely removed from the movie. So I was like, wow, okay, Zach, you want us to realize that this is like a super, super serious, unfunny movie. I thought it was kind of cool that we were going to have some tie to Supergirl and the Supergirl TV. But then, of course, everybody was like, Elizabeth, this has no connection to the TV series. And I was just like, leave me alone. In my head, it does. With the Martian Man. I was like, in my head, there's a connection. So now I have all these other questions about was he always the Martian Man? And and then I just why do I have questions? I don't know why I have questions. I mean, the movie left me with more questions than answers. And to be frank, do I care about these questions? Do I care about the possibility of these questions being answered? And I'm gonna tell you that I don't. So there we have it. That there will be, I feel, see, this is I'm going back to the deep rooted thing. My issue is, did any of this matter? And I'm told that it doesn't because you're not going to do any, they're going to reboot everything. And I'm going to tell you what I think. I don't think that they're going to reboot anything. I think they're going to come back and try again to continue with this story because I think that they never took it off the table. I think that they're like, look, if the Snyder cut doesn't work of the Justice League and it doesn't reinvigorate people into the Snyder vision, then we're going to reboot everything. But now that it has, now people are interested in the Snyder vision of the DC universe. We are going to scrap all these reboots and we're going to focus on the snidering of of everything else. And I'm gonna tell you, the one thing that bothered me the most, I sat back and I said, you know, I hate to say this, but wouldn't it be nice to see Snyder have done Wonder Woman? Because Wonder Woman 1984 was so bad. Like, I mean, look, I'm gonna bring out my Wonder Woman ring, and I to demonstrate to you. Oh, is it in here? It's not. Um, I was so disappointed with Wonder Woman. Like, I mean, I am so tragically disappointed with Wonder Woman that I don't even like to talk about it. I just oh, I don't even have the rings in here. Huh, interesting. Um, I don't like to talk about it. Don't make me think about it. Don't. I don't want to think about it. It makes me so sad that I just it didn't happen. And since it didn't happen, I don't have to think about it. But I did consider for a split second that it would have been nice to have Snyder have done Wonder Woman because then maybe it would have made sense. It would have made much more sense than what we got. Um, but on that note, I need to. Oh, I'll talk about it tomorrow. Uh, we should. I do want to talk about the Falcon and Winter Soldier because I have one gripe, and I'm still angry every time I think about um, every time I think about it, and it's making me more interested in seeing the series continue because I'm really kind of angry about how it's going. So I will see you all tomorrow.